let's talk about some of the best and cutest and most amazing animals to exist currently. This is the kangaroo rat, and he is beautiful, he is perfect, he can do no wrong. So they are neither kangaroos nor rats, one of which is a little bit more obvious than the other. They are rodents, but they are not rats. They are in their own family, so they are related to rats and mice, but they aren't in the same family as them, so somewhat distantly related. And besides being perfect and adorable, they also have a very distinct way of moving, which is where they get their name. Kangaroo rats have very strong and well-developed hind legs, which they use for hopping like kangaroos. They move in what is essentially a bipedal manner, so only or almost only using their back legs for locomotion and using their front legs. And they use their front legs mostly for grabbing and holding things and less for actual locomotion. They don't walk on all fours, they tend to hop on their hind legs like kangaroos, hence the name kangaroo rats. Now, kangaroo rats live largely in dry and arid desert and prairie environments throughout most of the United States, as well as some areas into Mexico and up into Canada. Unfortunately, they are not in my province of British Columbia. They're largely in Saskatchewan, which, I mean, I guess Saskatchewan has to have something going for it, so might as well be kangaroo rats. Now here is another perfect special little guy, the long-eared jerboa. Now, they have evolved to fit a very similar niche to the kangaroo rats. They move and act in the environment in essentially the exact same way, however, they are not that closely related. Jerboas are also rodents, however, they are in a different family than both rats, regular rats, mice, and kangaroo rats, so they are somewhat related, but not closely. They are kind of their own thing. Now, like I said, they move and act very similarly to kangaroo rats, hopping on their hind legs, being essentially bipedal, but they are mostly found in areas of Africa and Asia, but once again, very dry desert areas. And I personally like the jerboas even more than the kangaroo rats, even though I absolutely adore both. I just think the long ears really sells it. And then finally, we have an even smaller model. This looks like in between the jerboa and the kangaroo rat, however, it is a type of jerboa. This is a pygmy jerboa, and within pygmy jerboas, there are also a few different species. These are related to the long-eared jerboa like I showed, and they are found in similar areas, though largely in Asia instead of Africa, in areas such as like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Mongolia, as opposed to some areas in Africa. However, they do frequent very similar habitats. All three of these guys that I just showed like hot, dry desert areas. And they are very, very well adapted to those areas. They need very little water, and they're very adapted to hot, high temperatures and hot sand. And they are very good at evading other desert predators, specifically things like hawks, owls, and snakes. Overall, I am absolutely obsessed with all three of them. They are perfect, they are amazing, and I absolutely adore them.